these homes here in particular, they come up and they're 25 wide lots, generally speaking. And so you walk up a walkway, here's a front door, nothing special. One of the things that we've done already, or I've already gone through, is started to spray paint some of the things that we want the contractors to do. So in this case here, your entry, you actually walk into a very small foyer that is the bedroom floor. And so there's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths here. This front bedroom is what's considered the master right now. However, you'll notice some of the markings, and I'll point out what we're doing afterwards. However, if you look at the view, you know, it's got a nice kind of ocean view. Pick up some city lights over here in this canyon. And from the second floor, or the third floor, I should say, it's got a much nicer view as well. So obviously we're going to redo this lattice work that is not original. It looks like something that they did after the fact so that you can capture a little bit more of the view. It just maybe feels a little bit more open. In here, we are getting rid of all the wainscoting. You'll notice this closet. This is the closet here for this is considered the master right now. What we're going to do just to make it more designer friendly is seal off this closet, move this door here, bump this out to where these black lines are. And so what you'll see now is a small area here, right? And then the bedroom actually starts at the black line. So that'll be this door here, we'll move here, and then we'll open up the closet door to this location here so that you enter the closet from the little hallway. And what that gives, and then we'll add a second closet here against this wall. So that now if someone wants the bed up against this wall, they can do that. However, we gave them now the option to also put it up against this wall, which they previously were not able to do because of the closet door. Now, the reason someone might want that is because if you turn around, right, then you can wake up to your ocean view. So give them 2 options, one for putting a TV here, or the second putting a TV here. So if you had your bed coming this way, probably you'd want your TV here is my guess. Anyhow, gives them a little bit more options in laying out a master bedroom. This house is about 17, almost 1,800 square feet. This is the before of the bathroom. And then you go downstairs, continuing downstairs, one of the things that we're doing, so we're gonna add, there's no central heating or air conditioning in this property, so we're gonna add the central unit right here and reconfigure that bedroom. So you'll see here that the garage actually starts here going this direction versus this other direction. The reason I pointed this out is because this changes now from being something that we can work underneath to a slab. You can tell this by the way it now sounds. So this is now on slab. And the dotted lines are where we're thinking the air conditioning ducts would go. So this bedroom's a little bit darker, smaller. We wanted to give it the option for laying this out separately. So we're going to demo this closet here. It does have a soffit because of the staircase that goes up. So we're going to put a small desk there and then create that little hidden area as the closet. And one of the challenges on this house was to figure out where we're going to put the HVAC. So we kind of decided to put it here and run the ducting where the dotted line is. So we'll come here and then go underneath. This is actually an extra storage for a staircase, and run the ducting under here, up the wall, and through the closet of the master to get to the master, and then actually take the ducting, create a soffit starting about where this dot is here, and then short the ceiling here. So the reason we're going through all this is so that we can keep the higher ceiling at the entry, which is already small and tight. And then that soffit will feed the secondary master. So what we're doing here to create a master and a junior master is this master, we're moving its doorway now to this black line so that you'll enter this secondary master at the black line here, move this door over a few inches to the left, And then, so now you'll enter bedroom basically here. Secondary master here. It has its bathroom, which will be a Jack and Jill bathroom if they want to use this as a bedroom. And then back here. So we're changing the lights. So if you look at this bedroom here, it actually feels a little bit smaller. And it's a pretty decent size. The problem is the placement of the lights, the lighting, the way they have the curtains hung, everything's kind of making this feel a lot smaller. So we're going to change it. And they also ran this to, like, I guess the narrower side of the room. So we would change it to make it feel much larger here. Other aspects, we're adding 6 can lights, removing the 4 that are here, swapping out that fireplace, installing the doors. This has a first floor backyard that is actually pretty shaded and a little dark. That's why we're adding 2 extra lights. This is the existing kind of lower level. You're underneath the deck. So this will all get cleaned up, landscaped, and made to look a little bit more pretty. And another option here, one of the houses that sold for the high comp was actually only a 2-bedroom versus a 3-bedroom. So option 2 for us is to move the doorway to about here, and then you walk back, and this would be the actual master with a full walk-in closet, its own bathroom, and then enter into the bedroom back here. So the reason we're keeping it as the 3 with that as an option is we think we can do that afterwards if we wanted to, but also that back, putting the master in the back, you kind of lose the view that it's got here. And so we thought, okay, let's just keep the front master. Someone might want a 3-bedroom. If they want a 2-bedroom, then we can put that as an option. All right, now walking up the stairs, so you see we're marking off where we're going to put some recessed lights here. And you've already got kind of a nice spot here. Looking to the right, you've got the kitchen area. And basically this leads to the backyard. And it's that deck that we'd seen downstairs. It's a little uninviting because this cabinet's here, so we're going to get rid of that cabinet. We're also going to move this wall over to the right by at least 16 inches, possibly more, so that we can open up this area leading to the backyard to make this feel much more inviting. So that would shrink there's a guest bath that's here and a laundry room. In order to do that, we have a couple different options that we're looking at. One is to remove this water heater here and put it in a different location, or do a tankless above what would be the washer here and then the dryer. And so the new bathroom would start at this wall here. And so, basically moving it over to where that black line would be. The other option is the orange line. So in any event, we're going to have a much wider space leading out to this backyard. And here in Laguna Beach, it's outdoor space is kind of king. And so this is a hillside here. It's got a gate. We're going to re-landscape all of this so that it looks a little bit nicer. However, we do like the privacy here. So I think keeping the trim here, maybe trimming this tree from the upper sections, and redoing the space so that it looks pretty nice, I think will be key. Now, going back in here, you've got the kitchen. The kitchen space here, what we're going to do is blow out all the cabinets, get rid of the soffit on top, bunch of can lights. We're going to leave the stove kind of towards the center there. However, this is now going to be an island. And so if you see this purple line, or this orange line, sorry, that would be basically where the cabinets would start with option number 1. Option number 2 is it starts over here. In any event, we end up with an 18-inch pantry, 64-inch full commercial-like, or professional, I should say, freezer and refrigerator. Then it would take your under cabinet lights here along that wall. No upper cabinets on this wall. We'll do some shelving here. And you'll have the sink, dishwasher, and then another cabinet. And the new kitchen will end basically about this area here, right? So coming out to about that area there. And so we're bringing it out maybe another 20 inches or so. We'll leave a 3-inch opening, or sorry, a 3-foot opening here, so 36 inches, followed by a cabinet. This stove will now be centered more towards about here, maybe about here, and then have another cabinet. And so this will be an island. By bringing it out right now, this kind of dining area is it's fairly oversized. And by creating an island that's an eat-on island, we can shrink down this dining room. By dropping in 3 chandeliers, it'll be a little bit more prominent and make it, a little bit more upscale. You can see all the can lights that we're doing. All right, so now back to the living room. One of the things is the view here is great. It's got a nice view. One of the great things about this property is we actually sit above our neighbor's property, and so that you have a little bit more view than you normally would. So in trying to keep with that, what we're going to do is we're going to actually open up another window here so we can capture more of this view. Add some TV here, and the rest of this here. So this is the view that it's got. Right, and so you can see that if we open up that window, you really capture a little bit more of that. Now, and this railing here, I think we're going to redo and probably do some tension cables to make that feel a little bit more upscale. As you can see, we've marked up everything so that it makes it easier for our contractors to go through and see what our vision is. And then in addition to that, what we do is we have a job walk, and so that we can go through and actually show them everything that we're planning. We show them pictures of what our end product would like to look like so that they buy into the vision with us. So as you used to come up these steps, you used to be met with some brick. It was like a red brick that was here. And we ended up redoing this into some black concrete and then kind of put a nice colored door in here. So if you remember when you walked through the house, there was a lot of changes that happened in here as well. And I'll kind of go over some of these. As the last video that you probably saw is where we had everything spray painted on the floors. We did kind of a nice inset wood here at an angle to delineate where the front door is. Did the same thing with the concrete on the outside. As you can see that little square that we did. So that kind of looks a little nice. The black concrete is not painted. It's actually a dye that goes into the concrete so that it doesn't peel or anything along those lines. And so in here, this is a engineered wood versus a laminate. And one of the reasons we did that is that we don't like the pattern to repeat in the wood, whereas a laminate is basically a picture that's replicated of a wood. And so sometimes in spans like this, where you have a big open span, you'll see the same knot repeat itself over and over again. It creates a pattern. So you don't get that with engineered wood because it is real wood on top of like plywood or compressed wood, depending on what they're using. In this case, it was plywood. So change the floor plan a little bit. Notice that we added right now. Well, actually, you won't see this, but all of the switches are on Wi-Fi. The garage doors on a Wi-Fi. The nest here for the HVAC, which is new. Originally, this was just a closet or a hallway wall. This kind of junior master that we created back here, we had moved that door forward so that you had basically 2 master bedrooms. This is the master or the junior master here. It's got a closet along that wall. Just remember that because that'll be important, something I show you a little bit later on. Has some options. Leads to a private patio, and that kind of private patio back here has a nice little seating area. Kind of go through that, and added some lighting. Some very important since we're covered by a second floor deck. All of these are shade tolerant plants that thrive in shade versus just putting whatever normal plants that would die relatively quickly. Nice little seating here area, just a little patio for someone to enjoy. All right, back. So back to see, this is the bathroom now. So this bathroom you can enter this bathroom from this junior master bedroom. Enter here, you've got a nice new tile. You know, you'll notice that like this tile here is kind of an antique mirror finish, and of course the frameless shower door. We did add this, which is a little bit kind of a nice touch, especially since it gets colder here in the beach areas. This is a heated towel rack. So there's electricity back there. There's a button at the bottom here. And, so you see the towel that's wrapped in there. So if you took a shower, turn that on, the time you got out, you'd have a nice warm shower to kind of to wrap yourself in. All right, so we added this pocket door here so that this bathroom becomes a Jack and Jill into this, what is the smallest bedroom here. Now, the old closet was along where these pictures are here, and that door was actually behind. It was smaller also. It was behind where the bed is now. So the bed used to back the bathroom. It now, backs the staircase there. Since we created this closet here to put the HVAC in, we also took the extra space and made an additional closet. So this small, if you notice that first bedroom we walked through had a whole entire wall of closet space. This one has 2 closets, which is nice from a storage perspective. And going into I guess what would be considered the master, you have a walk-in closet here, which right now is being used as storage, but you basically have a walk-in closet. We added this second closet over here to make it a his and hers, and we reconfigured this closet. If you remember, this interior doorway used to be at this corner here, right? So it used to sit here, and we moved it out. This door to the closet used to be behind this bed, and so they had the bed positioned where that closet is now. And so the problem with that is that from a view perspective, it's a little hazy today, so it's hard to see the view, but really your ocean view is right here. And so you kind of want to be looking at the ocean view, what you call the money shot. And so we thought that would be a better scenario. So walking now into the master bath, which is kind of a little bit of a smaller master bath, but kept the bathtub. Just put a new bathtub in that's a little more square and modern. Nice kind of, marble tile, new toilet, and new vanity, and of course the light fixture and so forth. All new windows in this place, and then now we'll leave on upstairs. As we go upstairs, so you'll notice that all these stairs were brand new before they were carpeted. We took that up, added the risers, added the stringer here on the sides to get a little nicer feel to it. We ended up redoing the guardrails here in glass and tubing so that it's a little bit more fitting with the style of the home now versus the old wrought iron that was there. Again, the wood floors throughout. This is the living room. Kept the fireplace, added some electricity behind there for the flat screen TV. And added recessed lights throughout. The downstairs recessed lights were 4-inch. Up here, they're all 3-inch recessed lights. And then some of the structural improvements that we did. So we added this window here that did not exist, and you can see why. It captures so much of the view. So one of the unique features that this particular house had is that it is really sitting almost totally above the neighbor's house. And so you really capture kind of some of these canyon views that some of the homes don't have. So it really gives you an airy feeling that we wanted to make sure that we took advantage of. And also the view at night, the ocean just is pretty much just black, whereas the city lights are obviously twinkling and what have you. So we wanted to capture as much of that as we can. So decks were redone. This door here is a La Cantina door. That's the brand of the door that we used. There used to be a picture window here towards the corner, then a post, and then a just regular sliding aluminum door. So we did away with that, redid everything here so that you had a nice opening to be able to enjoy the breezes and what have you from, you know, the beautiful weather that we have here in Southern California. So now going to the kitchen. So kept the kitchen just light and bright here. Nothing, you know, crazy in that it's a beach community. They like, you know, this area, the demographic is that you want that lighter, brighter kind of feel. We did do the inset shaker cabinets versus the, you know, non-inset ones. So what that means is that you've got the cabinet doors here are inset within a frame versus being frameless, which most of them are, which means that the door itself would be missing this frame here and it would just sit on the box. And so with these, it's a little bit more expensive. It's a little more work, right? It's a little slightly more difficult to install. Price is probably 60% more than the others, but it does give it a more refined finish. Same quartz countertops, stone backsplash, and again, the new windows. We did a full fridge, full freezer, so that, you know, again, gearing this home towards being an entertainment home. You know, we know that people are going to have more alcohol, more food, things along those lines. So we dropped in a full freezer, full fridge. So that's 64 inches of refrigeration there versus the standard 42. Makes it kind of a focal point. Most people that walk through, they're like, man, I love this fridge. It's great. We have a Viking range that's set in here. And this particular one has a barbecue or a grill, you know, versus a griddle. So if you like to cook steaks or what have not, or you want to grill some vegetables, you can do that in here. Of course, we've got the island hood. Went with darker cabinets in the island, kept the same countertops. Wanted to have a little bit of contrast and not too much so that it still kept that light and bright kind of feel. Dining area in between, added 3 chandeliers instead of just one. And did that just as a design feature, no, you know, not necessarily a lighting issue. So as we're coming through, now we've got we widened this spot here. And so this used to be a little bit more narrow and it was just kind of wasted space. So what we did is we moved that small non-bearing wall over a bit. We were very fortunate in that the roof trusses were engineered trusses, and therefore, you know, they can run the span. So this particular space was not an issue for us, and we moved this wall over slightly. This is a 42-inch door, so that if you're entertaining, it makes it very inviting to walk towards the backyard here and enjoy the space. So now you've got a back door patio for that outdoor. Kind of pretty private there, so you don't have, well, here, let me show you some of the things that we did. So we hollowed out the interior of this tree, added some lights, so we've got some moonlights kind of coming down, so in the evening this is well lit as well. But by keeping the greenery here and the canopy, you'll see there's a house back here, and really we kind of maintained a lot of the privacy that was here. So this is basically letting the house tell you what it needs. You know, sure, I would have preferred to have really trimmed this tree, you know, in a more significant way and let the light in. However, in doing that, it would also, you'd lose the privacy here. So this is a big deal when you've got a 25 wide lot and homes are kind of stacked on top of each other. You want some privacy. So you can see that this guy added some palm trees there, you know, kind of lower so it doesn't block his view, but yet creates a little bit of privacy for him. So we maintain the same thing here by this tree. In fact, this branch that goes down here into our neighbors, we left it full and so forth, so we've got a living wall that comes off of this tree. All right, so the other thing is the reason, since we did that to the downstairs bathrooms, which were now en suite and they're not accessible from the hallway, you know, now you'd have to go into one of the bedrooms to get into the bathroom if your guest wanted to use it. So we were fortunate in this house already had a guest bath upstairs, which was one of the decision factors that led us to do what we did downstairs. So this bathroom here, you'll notice it's got 2 doors. That second door just goes to a laundry room. And this is the guest bath. The other thing that we added is, you'll notice that we have speakers throughout. And we basically added a whole house surround sound so that, you know, it kind of embodies that, that entertainment lifestyle. And that's it. If you've got any questions, please post them below. Subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon.